Yo, what is up YouTube? It is me, PokeSam14 here, back at you with another video. Today I'm going to be actually telling you the top 5 hardest Pokemon to obtain in Sword and Shield. So number 5 on the list is actually Sirfetch'd. The actual difficulty of getting a Sirfetch'd actually comes from getting the pre-evolution Farfetch'd. Now, it's only a version exclusive to Sword, so if you have Shield, well, you're out of luck already. Also, to get Galarian Farfetch'd, it is a 5% encounter rate on Route 5 and a 5% encounter rate in the Giant's Mirror. To evolve it into a Galarian Sirfetch'd, the evolution, you have to get 3 critical hits in one battle, which is almost up to luck. But if you do have Focus Energy, you should be okay. You get 3 crits in one battle. Number 4 on the list is actually going to be 2 Pokemon. It's going to be Ice-Cube in Pokemon Shield and Stonjourner in Pokemon Sword. Yeah, Sword. They're both encountered on Route 10, and they are a 2% encounter rate. Now, the only problem with that is it is very rare already, but it is a non-overworld encounter, meaning you actually have to run into the grass and encounter every single Pokemon with the exclamation mark. And that is very, very time-consuming, making this Pokemon pretty difficult to catch. Number 3 on the list is Duraludon. Now, Duraludon is a beast, steel-type Pokemon, alright? But it is very hard to find. It is also in Route 10. I don't know what is up with all these rare Pokemon in Route 10. But it is a 1% encounter rate on Route 10 in the overworld. So at least you'll be able to see it. You don't have to run into the grass, so you can encounter it and see it. There's also a 2% encounter in a snowstorm and Lake of Outrage. But you'll still be running around for quite a bit of time before you actually get to see or catch a Duraludon. Number 2 on my list is a very interesting Pokemon. It is a Sinistea, which you might think, okay, Sinistea, you can find them in Tangle. But what I'm talking about is the antique Sinistea. The encounter rate of you actually getting that is between 1 in 10 and 1 in 100, around those odds. Now, the only difference is you don't know right off the bat if it's a phony or an antique Sinistea. You actually have to capture the Pokemon, but the only reason that is number 2 on my list is because you actually have to catch it to see. It's a lot of extra work and a lot of extra time. Now, number 1 on my list may be surprising. It is a Dreepy of all Pokemon. Now, you can catch a Dracloak very easily. It's a 2% encounter rate on Lake of Outrage, just like every other Pokemon. But Dreepy has a 1% non-overworld encounter. Now, if my odds are like yours, it will take you like 100 times to, encounter a Dreepy, which is very, very, very time consuming. But you can also catch it at a 2% encounter rate, non-overworld encounter, in Heavy Fog and a Thunderstorm in the Lake of Outrage. Now, the only difference between Duraludon and Dreepy is that Duraludon can be found in the overworld. You can physically see it. But a Dreepy, you cannot. So that is my list of the top 5 rarest Pokemon. But before I go, I will give you some honorable mention. My first honorable mention is actually Sizzlipede. Now, it is a very rare Pokemon. You can find it on Route 3 with a 1% encounter rate in the non-overworld. But if you have a Flame Body, you can actually get it 50% of the time, which you can catch a Vulpix on that same exact route with Flame Body. So that'll help you. Alright, my second honorable mention is actually all 63 forms of Alcremie. Now, that sounds a little ridiculous. To get all 63, it's got to be very hard. But to actually evolve Alcremie, it is very simple. So that's why it is also on my honorable mentions. My last honorable mention is actually Runerigus. I wrote it down. Runerigus, it's the evolved form of the Galarian Yamask. Now, Galarian Yamask can be easily found on Route 6, so that's not a problem. But evolving it into a Runerigus, however you say it, is kind of tedious. Basically, what you have to do is you have to train your Yamask until it has a lot more than 49 HP. You have to whittle it down to less than 49 HP in a single battle. And then you have to go to the Dusty Bowl under the big rock. And in a certain spot, it will evolve. It doesn't have to level up or anything like that. But just because it's, not very rare to get a Yamask, it's fairly easy to get a Runerigus.